30 seconds.
Thank you.
Edited copy.
Good evening. Welcome to a new series of the Krypton Factor. We're back with a new set of tests designed to find a Superman or woman for 1978, someone to follow in the footsteps of Harry Evans from Guildford, the 1977 winner. Well, over recent months, our experts have been hard at work devising a whole range of mental, physical and psychological tests, which will be tackled by 32 contestants in all. You've just met the first four, and they're ready to set about tonight's 5 tests. At the end of each round, their scores will be computed. At the end of the contest, their totals on that board will form their Krypton factors, and the contestant with the highest Krypton factor will go through to the semi-final. But one of our contestants tonight starts with something of a problem because her arm is in a sling. Just how that happened, if you haven't already guessed, you'll find out very shortly. But let's start with one of our new tests, mental agility, and over the weeks we shall be testing the ability of our contestants to retain information in their mind and then reorganize it. So contestants, concentration in this round, very important in these studio conditions. In a moment I shall ask you to put on your headphones, and then you will each hear a series of numbers and letters. What you have to do is to repeat them backwards. So if you should hear, for example, 1A to B, you should reply B to A1. So this is a knockout round. If anyone makes a mistake, they're out. Would you now like to put on your headphones as quickly as you can, settle as quickly as you can, and we will start feeding you a sequence of numbers. So if you're all now settled and ready to begin the mental agility round, we shall start with you, Brian Rick.
8K6Z.
Z6K8.
That's correct. We move on to Pat Kidd.
5W2F.
F2W5.
That is also correct. And on to Alan Keyes.
6Q2Y.
Y2Q6.
Correct. And Diane Lindsay.
A893.
39A8.
I'm sorry you got that wrong. It was transposed. It should have been 398A. You are eliminated, Diane Lindsay. We go on with the other 3 as we progress to 5 numbers and letters. Brian Rick.
Z15J4.
4J51Z.
That is right. Pat Kidd.
R7X3W.
W3X7R.
Correct. Now Alan Keyes.
2E9C8.
8C92E.
No, that's wrong. It should have been 8C9E2. You said 2E, so you are eliminated, Alan Keyes. It's now between Brian Rick and Pat Kidd. Here we go with 6 numbers and letters. Brian Rick.
5H 7Z1L.
L1Z 7H5.
Correct. On now to Pat Kidd.
8Q5G4B.
B 4 G 5 Q 8.
That is also correct. So both of you battling it out as we go on now to 7 numbers and letters. Brian Rick.
6Q8W7FJ.
JF7 8WQ6.
No, you're wrong in the middle there. It should have been JF7W8. You said 8WQ6. So you are out. It's now up to Pat Kidd to get this one right to win the round. Pat Kidd.
K3L9AG5.
5 G A 9 3 L K.
That, I'm afraid, is wrong. You went wrong in the second half of it. You should have finished L3K. But, just looking at the way that finished, you answered more of that sequence correctly, Pat Kidd, so you finish up with a maximum 10 points. Brian Rick, then just behind you, gets 6 points for second place. Then came Alan Keyes, so he gets 4 points, and Diane Lindsay in fourth place gets 2 points. So our leader at the end of the first round with a Krypton factor so far of 10 points is Pat Kidd. So a good start there for Pat Kidd, but don't forget it's all-round ability that counts in the Krypton factor, and if she's going to win tonight, she's got to keep up that sort of standard through the next 4 rounds. We move on now to the physical ability test, and we measure that by putting our contestants over an assault course. This time it's a brand new one. It's also a lot tougher than the last one. Indeed, when we finish with it, the Army are taking it over for their own soldiers. So let's catch our first glimpse of it and join the contestants and the starter on the course, Captain Don Glynn.
Competitor, take your marks.
And it's 34-year-old Pat Kidd from Coventry away first. No staggered start round a track this time. Now it's a straight run with time handicaps. Pat Kidd here going across the rope swing. Across 12 feet she goes, does that very confidently indeed, and now off in second place Diane Lindsay. She's aged 23, just 11 years between the two, so she starts 11 seconds behind as she too comes into the rope swing now, but doesn't make it. Down into the pit, she's got to go back and do that again. Very important here to keep your hands high on the rope and keep your knees up. And down she goes again. The rules allow her to go on this time, so on she goes, but Pat Kidd in the lead there, as you can see, and she comes into the double ditch. Pat Kidd from Coventry. And already started Brian Rick, aged 42. He started 34 seconds behind Pat Kidd, so he's got a lot of ground to make up. Looking down the course there at the 17 obstacles, you can see how much ground he has to make up. There's Pat Kidd still in the lead as she goes through the crawl and into the gate vault. And now the youngest man, Alan Keyes, aged 25. He started 52 seconds behind Pat Kidd, so he really has got a long way to go to catch her. In second place, Diane Lindsay, going into the monkey swing there. There she goes, aiming to get to that white pole, but falls off. Just going through your picture of Brian Rick there, as Diane Lindsay tries again, having some problems with her arm there. Alan Keyes going through, he's making up a lot of ground, but Diane Lindsay definitely in trouble with that left arm, it looked like. Pat Kidd in the lead as she goes to the last obstacle now, the one the competitors fear most. She climbs up here to 12 feet and then has to go on to a swinging rope bridge, but she's in the lead. There's Diane Lindsay, losing ground a bit now. She goes into the ramp. And Pat Kidd on that rope, but level with her there is Alan Keyes, made up a lot of ground. He's level with her as they go to this final drop. It's 18 feet high. If he can throw himself off right away, he'll win. Over he goes very nicely. He's the winner. Pat Kidd should be safely home in second. Down she goes, falls a bit awkwardly, but she's okay, I think. There goes Diane Lindsay in a lot of trouble, falling further behind now. Brian Rick, as you can see, just ahead of her as they're on that swaying rope bridge and going up to the 18-foot drop. Brian Rick ahead of her. If he can drop straight away, he'll get third place. He does. Down he comes, falls a bit awkwardly too, but he's okay, and that leaves Diane Lindsay finishing there in fourth place. Well, Diane Lindsay, I said in the commentary that you had some trouble with your arm there. You found out actually afterwards that it was broken, in fact. When exactly did you do that?
It was while I was practising that long drop right at the end.
I was practising in the morning?
Yeah, that's
so
right.
you were in real pain for that test?
I'll say so, yeah.
Very brave to finish. You came last, but very brave to finish. No doubt about the winner, though, which was Alan Keyes. So in the scoring for that round, Alan Keyes finishing first gets 10 points. Pat Kidd, a fairly close second, gets 6 points. Then came Brian Rick, so 4 points for him. And the very brave Diane Lindsay in fourth place, 2 points. So at the end of the second round, looking at the scoreboard, although Alan Keyes is catching up, still the leader with a Krypton factor of 16 is Pat Kidd. Well, we move on to round 3, the intelligence test, and we've lined up some fascinating problems in this section for the weeks ahead. And in fact, we start with the first one right now. So contestants, can I now ask you to step down to your positions behind the benches, and you will see there a frame. On that frame there are some red pegs. On the lower level of your benches, a number of shapes. What you have to do is to piece those shapes onto the frame so that they form a complete square. And just in case you thought that was easy, I can tell you they'll fit onto the frame in various different ways, but they only all piece together in one way. Now, obviously here, Diane Lindsay with a broken arm and in a sling has a problem piecing those shapes onto the frame, so we've allowed her to bring someone along to help. The rules here are that she can instruct her helper what to do, but the helper cannot speak back. So if you're all ready to begin, the target time is 2 minutes. Are you ready? Then start now. Well, I've now taken up a position where I can talk to you, but the contestants can't hear me. Diane Lindsay, her helper there is Liz Russell, who's a physical education teacher. They've had a very good start. The clerk from Coventry, Pat Kidd. And Alan Keyes teaches. He's from Armagh in Northern Ireland and slots in his first piece. Always a relief, I think. But look how well Diane Lindsay's doing. No problems at all from that broken arm, it seems. She's really going well. She's certainly in the lead at this moment. But Brian Rick, I would say, is probably in second place. Level with Pat Kidd, possibly, but going quite well. But there's Diane Lindsay finishing. Tremendous performance there. No trouble from that arm. She finishes first. And now to a man with problems. He says he likes solving crosswords, that's one of his hobbies, but he's having real trouble solving this one. I think he's got real difficulties. That certainly doesn't go there. But Pat Kidd doing very nicely indeed. But I think she is behind Brian Rick. Yes, she's definitely behind Brian Rick. She needs to speed up, and I think she knows that too. Half the board finished, but Brian Rick is going to get second place, I'm sure of that. So stop now what you're doing while we sort out who finished where and the points. And I think everyone saw quite clearly that Diane Lindsay, despite the arm in the sling, finished in first place, so she'll get the maximum 10 points. Just behind her was Brian Ricks, so he gets 6 points. Then Pat Kidd, though she didn't quite finish, she gets third place, 4 points, and Alan Keyes is fourth with 2 points. We feed those scores now into our master scoreboard, and with 2 rounds to go, it's very close indeed now, but still the leader is Pat Kidd with 20 points. On then to round 4, the observation test, and this one hasn't changed at all. As usual, we've got a clip of film to show to our contestants, and after it we ask them questions on what they've seen and heard, and then we stage one of our familiar identity parades. So, contestants, you will get 3 questions at the end of the clip of film, an either-or question, one on the visual content and one on the dialogue. So if you're ready, would you now turn very quickly to face your screens, because the clip of film is coming up. Concentrate hard, here it is.
Hereby sentence you to 2 years hard labor. Doesn't seem very much, does it? Couldn't I give him more? Did I hear 4?
4 years.
4 years,
5 years.
5?
6.
Thank you.
10.
Well, what am I saying? Going.
50 years.
Oh, 50 years.
75 years.
75? Prisoner of the bar, I hereby sentence you to 956 years. Or life. Whichever is the longer.
And I despise you all. And I don't even know you yet, gentlemen. Komm, mein Pferdchen. Hopp, hopp. 1, 2, Leichen, Vienna. Hoch, Reitschule. Hoch, look. In time, my contempt for you will blossom into revulsion and disgust. If you are lucky. Huh? What have we here, Boldini?
A shipment of new recruits, oh, my sergeant.
Yeah, look at them, Corporal. Oh, God.
They're a much better bunch than we usually get.
A clip there from the film The Last Remake of Bourges. Coming up, your 3 questions each, starting with you, Brian Rick. Your either-or question first. Were one or both policemen holding helmets? Quickly.
Both.
Correct, 2 points. Your visual question. Which letter melted off first in the caption, "Somewhere in Morocco"? I must hurry you for an answer.
R.
No, it was the M in somewhere, no points there. Your dialogue question, what was the sentence the old lady suggested just before the final one, the prison sentence?
550 years.
No, it was 75 years, no points there. On to Pat Kidd. Did one or both soldiers at the window have beards?
1.
No, they both did, no points. How many brass buttons were on the sleeve of the soldier who burnt his hand?
3.
Correct, 2 points. What was the first sentence the old woman suggested, prison sentence? Must have an answer.
4 years.
No, it was not 4 years, it was 5 years. On to Alan Keyes. How many notice boards were there at the rear of the parade ground? 3 or 4?
3.
There were 4, no points. What were the initials on the wall behind Sergeant Markov?
RF.
RF, correct, 2 points. What was the second sentence suggested by the old lady?
10 years.
No, it was 50 years. You stay with 2 points. Diane Lindsay, was the man painting the notice boards using his left or his right hand?
His right hand.
Correct, 2 points. Who was the second recruit that we saw in close-up at the end of the clip?
It was a man dressed up as a nun.
Correct, a nun with a moustache.
Yeah.
What was the sentence suggested by the second policeman, the one on the left as we looked at them?
12 years.
No, it was 10 years. So you finish with 4 points, and that's the end of the individual questions. We now come to the moment where we ask you to identify a character from that film. We want you to identify one of the policemen standing in the dock with Marty Feldman, the policeman on the right as you looked at them. So we've got a line-up here of 9 policemen. One of them was the policeman on the right as you looked at them, who was in the dock with Marty Feldman. Look hard at them. Which one was it? You've got some moments to consider this. Just mentally think of the number in your mind and I'll be asking you shortly which one it is. Who was the policeman in the dock on the right as you looked at it? The parade in front of you, line up one more time, and then you must make your decision. So as they line up for the last time, you've got in the armrests of your chair indicator panels. In a moment I shall ask you to press the number which corresponds with the number of the policeman you think was in that film. So now's the time to make up your mind. Would you now press the button, please? You have all made your decision. We're going to check now on who you have selected. Brian Rick has gone for number 9, so could I ask number 9 to step forward, please? Pat Kidd has also chosen number 9. Alan Keyes, believe it or not, has chosen number 9. And this has never happened before in the Krypton Factor, but Diane Lindsay has chosen number 9. So the question now is, was it number 9? Were they all right? This is the moment we find out when I ask the policeman who was in that film to reveal himself to all of us. There it is. It was policeman number 8, actor Martin Crosby. So no one spotted the policeman to pick up the extra points, but Diane Lindsay finished the round best with 4 points. All the others got 2 points. Let's feed those points then into our master scoreboard with 1 round to go. And we've got the tremendously exciting position with 3 people all on 18 points, but still the leader, our clerk from Coventry, Pat Kidd, with 22 points. So, tremendously poised last round, general knowledge, rapid-fire questioning, and it's still open for anyone because we're awarding 2 points now for a correct answer, but they lose 2 points if they get an incorrect answer. It's answers on the buzzer, so be ready with those, please. We will now feed the scores you see here into the scoreboards behind them so that we can keep track with this exciting climax to the competition. So we now go into general knowledge. First question coming up. Which author was born in 1885 at Eastwood in Nottinghamshire? Brian Rick.
D.H. Lawrence.
Correct, 2 points. T.E. Lawrence wrote of his experiences with the Arab forces, interrupted by Alan Keyes. Quickly. I've got to take an answer. No answer.
Sorry,
you lose
gone.
2 points from your total. Sorry, too late. The 7 Pillars of Wisdom. One of the 2 Pillars of Hercules is now known as Mount Hatsho in North Africa. What's the present-day name of the other? No answer coming. It's the Rock of Gibraltar. The rockers of the 1960s were the rivals of which other teenage, interrupted by Brian Rick?
The Mods.
Correct, 2 points. In the film Thoroughly Modern Millie, who played Millie? Pat Kidd.
Julie Andrews.
Correct, 2 points. Julie Andrews' husband is the producer of the Pink Panther films. What's his name? No answer coming there. It's Blake Edwards. Which Edward succeeded Henry VIII? Alan Keyes.
Edward VI.
Correct, 2 points. Fours, Jacks, Woods and Green are interrupted by Diane Lindsay.
Bowles.
Correct, Bowles, 2 points. Stan Bowles plays for which football, interrupted by Alan Keyes?
Queen's Park Rangers.
Queen's Park Rangers, 2 points. Who is Her Majesty's Minister for Energy? Pat Kidd.
Wedgwood Ben.
Tony Benn, 2 points. As Anthony Wedgwood Benn, he renounced his claim to which title, interrupted by Diane Lindsay?
Viscount Stansgate.
2 points. Earl Stanley Gardner created which fictional lawyer? Pat Kidd.
Perry Mason.
Correct, 2 points. Raymond Barre holds what position? Interrupted by Alan Keyes.
Prime Minister of France.
Correct, 2 points. Who is the Prime Minister of India? Alan Keyes.
Desai. D-E-S-A-I.
Correct, Moraji Desai, 2 points. Which designer gave his name to the Tu series of Russian aeroplanes? Brian Rick.
Tupolev.
Tupolev, 2 points. Topol, the Israeli actor, played Tevi in which musical? Diane Lindsay.
Fiddler on the Roof.
Correct, 2 points. Which jazz fiddler recently recorded duets with Yehudi Menuhin? No answer coming. Everyone thinks they know it. Stefan Grappelli. What sort of Italian liquor is grappa? The answer is brandy. Which saint said, quote, use a little wine for thy stomach's interrupted by Alan
Paul.
Keyes.
Seen Paul.
Paul, 2 points. Paul Henreid, Ingrid Bergman, and a pianist called Sam appeared together. Alan Keyes.
Casablanca.
Casablanca, 2 points. Wait till your name's called, please. What is the Cosa Nostra? Alan Keyes.
Stars. Galaxy.
You lose 2 points. The Mafia. Sicily is separated from Italy by which? Brian Rick.
Straits of Messina.
Correct, 2 points. Messalina was the wife of which Roman emperor? Alan Keyes.
Caligula.
No, lose 2 points. Claudius. Who wrote the novel I, Claudius? Alan Keyes.
Graves.
Robert Graves, 2 points. Robert Greaves presents the television programme Reports Action together with who? Diane Lindsay.
Joan Bakewell.
Correct, 2 points. A crumpet baking and punctual delivery company is mentioned in which alliteratively titled Dickens novel? No time for the answer, which was Nicholas Nickleby. It's the end of the round and indeed the contest. And our winner tonight in an incredibly close finish is our clerk from Coventry, Pat Kidd, with a Krypton factor of 28. Our congratulations to Pat Kidd, but just look at that scoreboard. We've never had as close a finish as that. All 3 others finishing with 26 points, just behind her, just 1 question away. Hard luck indeed to them. Congratulations again to Pat Kidd. She now goes through to our semi-final in 2 months' time. We shall be back in just 1 week's time with another Krypton Factor, so why not join us next Friday, 7 o'clock. From all of us now to all of you, good night.